Kathleen Ronay now from the Concord Monitor. She has a question for Ms. Garcia.
Yeah, Ms. Garcia, your opponents have also been attacking you on immigration and amnesty, aligning you with the president and saying that you favor amnesty. What is your position on the issue?
Sure, absolutely. I've always stated I'm opposed to amnesty, and in fact I've had many conversations with those sort of at the forefront of this crisis. Recently, Governor Perry in Texas, he supports my position that, listen, national security right now is border security, and any immigration reforms that we would seek to implement will be futile in the future if we do not first secure our border. I do not support amnesty. I never have. And, you know, aside from Governor Perry, I also have support from Republicans across the spectrum that are very involved in this issue. Senator Ted Cruz, also from Texas, is coming to rally with me Sunday. And then I actually got exciting news that I'll have support from Senator Grassley in Iowa, who is the ranking Republican member on the Senate Judiciary Committee, a committee that looks and takes care of immigration reform. So I've always been opposed to amnesty, no question. And again, those ads are distortions and inaccuracies, and as the union leader and Nashville Telegraph say, scare tactics, garbage, and lies.
Mr. Lambert, what do you have to say in response, and what do you think should be done with the millions of undocumented immigrants already living here?
Well, first of all, I want to make my position clear. I want to secure the border, and I'm opposed to amnesty. Now, Representative Garcia is for amnesty. I know she said that she's not, but she sponsored a resolution with the National Hispanic Caucus of State Legislators. It's Resolution 2013, TAC 11, that calls for a pathway to citizenship. Now, a pathway to citizenship, to me, and to most of the people I talk to, is amnesty. So that's what she's advocating. I know she's got a lot of folks coming up here to advocate on her behalf. They're all coming from Washington, D.C. The attack ads, negative ads against me are coming from Washington, D.C. So my record is clear, and actually Representative Garcia's record is clear. She wants a pathway to citizenship, and that is amnesty in my book.
And that deserves a response. Is there a distinction between a pathway to citizenship and amnesty?
Absolutely. I'd say Mr. Lambert's book is entirely fiction. And, you know, a pathway to citizenship is something, it's just a turn of phrase. My mother walked a pathway to citizenship. She immigrated here legally from Italy. I know Senator Lambert's mother also is an immigrant who walked a pathway to citizenship. What the difference is amnesty is granting citizenship to those that came here illegally. I've supported the fact that, listen, if we want to know who these 12 million people, now granted this is 10 times the size, you know, a population of New Hampshire, they're living here, they're in our society, they're integrating into our economy and again, the fabric of our society, we have to have legal status which allows us to know who they are and what they're doing and put them on a process of reform, which includes reforming the pathway to citizenship.
Mr. Lawrence, please, we got to give Mr. Lawrence a chance to weigh in here. Where do you stand when it comes to your two opponents' positions on this?
Well, first of all, I want to secure the border first. I think it's ridiculous to talk about doing anything else until you solve the immediate problem, which is secure the border. Want to finish building the fence, augment the Border Patrol with the National Guard if necessary, and use electronic countermeasures as well. I am not in favor of amnesty, and I want to add one point here. You know, Australia had a similar situation to this, where they had illegals flooding their border, and they realized that their system was being overburdened very rapidly. They've changed that policy now, and the policy that Australia now has is that if you come there illegally, you'll never get to stay. I want America to adopt that same policy, because if you come here illegally, you'll never get to stay. That is the right policy for the United States. That'll send the right message to the rest of the world, and it'll help stave off the problems that we're seeing now. And I'll also add the fact that I do believe that giving legal status to illegals is wrong, and I believe that's what Representative Marilinda Garcia just said.
Mr. Lambert, please, and then we have to move on.
Yeah, I just want to comment. In that same resolution that Representative Garcia sponsored, she called for legalizing the undocumented population as well. It's right in there. It's very clear. She was a board member of Americans by Choice. They're advocating the Senate Gang of Eight amnesty plan, which is the president's plan.
You get the final word, and then we do
Sure.
have to go.
Absolutely.
please.
Anybody in this country, be they illegal, be they going through the process legally, are not necessarily citizens, yet they have some sort of legal status because we have a legal process. We are a nation of laws. Legal status does not mean citizenship. Amnesty and legalization are different things, and if these two gentlemen would like to remain ignorant on that issue, I suggest they do their homework.
Okay, obviously this is a very important